Alright guys, we have a huge problem. Let's get outside and show it to you. No talking for 5 minutes. Huge problem. I can't believe we have this problem. I can't believe it. But let's go. Let's go show it to you. This huge problem has to do with the greenhouse. You know, we built this greenhouse over the winter mostly, and this spring we finished it up, and it's just there's some problems with it, so come check it out. All right, what's the huge problem?
Everything's going insane.
Look at our greenhouse, guys. It's like a jungle. If we get lost and separated, do you know the secret code word to get your way back to the door?
Help! Everything's going nuts in here, though. Our tomato plants are all the way up to the roof and more. Plants, everything. It's a little ridiculous right now.
Look at these cucumbers, guys.
There's like so many. Another 5 or 6 good sized ones.
So guys, about a week ago, the cucumbers were coming over here and taking over the tomatoes and growing down here on the floor. So I put up some extra pieces of twine for them, and look what they've done. Like, they're 12 feet tall. They're just taking over. Show them all the... Look at it.
Got this one. There's a couple down here that are like, I mean, there's just so many. There's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9 outside.
1 over there outside. 9. There's 1 over here we missed. 3 over here we missed.
12 then.
1 here. This
13,
one up here.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Better start those
22.
cucumber recipes.
There's like probably 25 cucumbers, guys. That's like absolute insanity. And there's still many more coming. And we have cucumber plants in the hillside garden and the raised garden bed outside.
Look at these, guys. I've been pruning the bottom 3 feet of the tomato plants off so they don't overtake my pepper plants. Look at this pepper plant. This pepper plant's like 3 feet tall. There's not a lot of peppers on these pepper plants yet, but I'll show you. Well, there's a few. Here we go. Look. There's a nice jalapeno. We eat a lot of jalapenos with Mexican dishes and make salsa. A couple little ones. So guys, we just threw a few of everything in the greenhouse to ensure that we had options with tomatoes and peppers, because that's what we use the most of, right? Mm-hmm. And cucumbers. But we didn't want to put all our eggs in one basket outside in one bed, so we kind of spread things all over the place. So I'll go show you the big garden, or the trellis gardens, and the pepper patch very soon. But check this out.
We got a lot of tomatoes, guys, and they're reaching all the way to the roof. And when we were building this, we got lots of comments. Everyone's like, why are you building that so tall? Well, look at that. Or look at how tall our tomato plants are now.
There's like tomato on the vine growing over. Oh my gosh, I didn't even see this many tomatoes. I didn't know there was this many in here.
There's a lot in here.
Look at them all, guys.
We're going to be canning some tomatoes here soon.
Yeah. The tomato plants have been to the ceiling for at least a week. Mm-hmm. And I just haven't trellised them over the top because I just kind of want them to stop growing and put the energy into the tomatoes. And that's what they're doing, actually. I mean, not forced by me by any means, but I was just hoping that that's what would happen. But, yeah, we are in the jungle. So,
So we'll be picking some more cucumbers and stuff. I don't know if we showed you. I picked garlic a few days ago. I planted a lot of it and I didn't get a lot of it, so I'm kind of disappointed, but it's what it is.
yeah, we're gonna have to find you a better garlic patch.
Yeah.
Because that bed up there is better for other stuff. You've planted it in there a few years now and it never grows that great.
Yeah, maybe I'll grow it in here next year because then it can just have a designated spot.
You need, I think, a big area for it. So, anyway, we'll figure it out. But anyway, look at that.
Cucumbers galore, tomatoes galore. I do need you to slide this one over so the cucumbers don't overtake my pot.
Okay.
Please, because I can't reach
All
it.
right, I'll move it over on this side.
But tomatoes, cucumbers.
You might need to take the camera.
These are all carrots, guys. I kind of overplanted the carrots, so I guess I'm just going to get really tiny little baby carrots. But that's okay, because we just use carrots sporadically, like in stews and stuff, so it doesn't matter what size they are. So
I like carrots, but
we'll see what size we get this. I think this is a cucumber plant. We don't have anything growing on it yet, but this was kind of just like
this is just a volunteer one.
This was a volunteer plant that came in the soil that we got.
Yeah, look at my pepper plants. I got kale back here. We haven't eaten any kale. I planted kale just because.
You better have some kale on your salad
We
tonight.
haven't had many salads. We've been eating meat only. So, it's starting to rain. But look at these pepper plants, guys. Look at them all. They're big and beautiful. They don't have... There's a couple of habanero pepper plants over here. So, I mean, they're all growing good. 2 habanero plants I put. No peppers, but little flowers starting on them. So, these are aromas. The Roma tomatoes are in here. They're not big yet. Some of them are.
There's some good-sized ones.
Good-sized ones that are about half size. A lot of little patches of them. So, cucumbers hanging everywhere. So, good problem to have.
Good problem to have.
These are different cucumbers. I don't know. Jenny said she thought she got these from the My Gardener, and I know what Straight Eights and Market Moors look like.
But they're like a really smooth skin, so I have to check. I think the seed packages are in the pole barn, so I'll have to check.
And there's literally no like little prickles on them. It's real thin skin, so I've been just eating the skin too. This plant over here looks like it might have a different kind of cucumber, like this little guy.
Yeah.
Has prickles on it. But yeah, these are beautiful cucumbers. Let's pick one, I guess. Let's pick a couple.
This one looks good to pick, maybe.
Go ahead and pick it if you've got a hand, if you can grab it. I thought these cucumbers, because they had that smooth skin, were going to be those really long, like
English
1.5 ones. Yeah. But they're not long. They're short. And then they start to get yellow, a little more yellow like this one.
My basil smells good in here.
Yeah, like this one's small, but start to get a yellow bottom, so I don't want them to get too big. But this is like the perfect
I'll keep some
cucumber to
seeds
just
from
eat.
those.
So,
but my basil smells really good. I have to make something with
Harvest.
some harvested. I don't know how to harvest that either. If you guys know how to harvest stuff, send us
stuff?
like...
This is a different... Go ahead, sorry.
If you guys know how to harvest like some stuff, we got recipes for harvesting basil or garlic or even making a good pasta sauce. Send us an email or send me a message on our Facebook because we're happy to learn and want to be able to preserve all of our stuff a little longer. So if you have good recipes, email or Facebook. I'd love it. I'd really, really appreciate it. I'd appreciate your knowledge being shared because we are not super knowledgeable on all that.
That's a huge cucumber leaf.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, most of them are like this size. Where they're like the size of your palm. This one's the size of like a basketball.
Ooh, the dill smells really strong too.
I just touched it. Look at your cosmos are finally. Jen's got cosmos over here that are finally tall. Like, just stuff's just taking a while. Even
and
some of your zinnias from the ground.
I planted zinnias and I perhaps overplanted them a little in this thing, so they didn't grow as I expected. I honestly wasn't expecting them to grow at all, so I kind of overplanted them, and I should have pulled out a lot of them. But lessons learned. Next year I'll do better. But the zinnias are fun because I've cut a little bit of them and made a little bouquet of flowers.
Jen planted some radishes for her dad.
They're really tall.
And they got really big. She pulled one out like a couple weeks ago and it didn't have a radish on it yet, right?
Because it flowered, so I don't...
It said if it flowers. So you'll have to save the seeds.
Yeah, but there's some in here that don't have anything, so I don't know. I'll try to dig for them in a little bit, but we're not doing that right now because we're showing you everything. So, isn't that beautiful?
Huge problem. Busted at the seams, right?
Yes, indeed.
Pretty crazy.
And the plants in here are starting to do really good, too.
And Jenny's got these baskets these are like a vining black-eyed Susan. And some years they look fantastic, and other years they look kind of like this, or they're real stringy. But that petunia basket those two look pretty nice.
Yeah, too. I might switch stuff out.
The geranium baskets you have on the front of the cabin are a little sad looking, so maybe we'll just swap those. Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring them in here. I'm gonna take a quick picture. My monarchs over here are all in chrysalis form, so we should start having some more butterflies in the next 3 to 10 days. Some of them already formed about a week ago, and some just formed.
Yeah.
They went a lot slower and at a normal pace, being outside and not in the greenhouse. So I learned something.
Yeah, they went like super fast.
Yeah, everything was like in 7 days in the greenhouse.
And a few got sick and died. Yeah. So maybe being in a more moderate temperature, like you said, made it better for them. So yeah, we got a better system. Like first time, you always do something different, like this whole big net thing. Learning process.
Yep.
So.
But I'll do one more batch, and that will be it.
Yeah. Come check out the rest of our garden, guys. Like I said, I took a couple. This worked really good.
Here
just took a couple windows out.
Are a million tomatoes.
It's let a lot of bees in.
Yes, the bees have been in here. We've had a lot of bees this year, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
Like a lot more than even previous years, just all around the whole property.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
And we don't do any chemicals around here if we can help it. Like I have a little bit of granular fertilizer I put on that I've had in the barn for a couple years to put on the blueberries, but I put a little bit of that on the lawn once this year. We've worked with a couple great companies that have given us fertilizers, we've worked with them for sponsorships, and those have worked good. They're a little more pet friendly, so just try not to use chemicals. It's bad for the insects too.
Yeah.
Pesticides of any sort. So look at
this is all cucumbers out here too.
So here's the Romas growing out here. Like I said, the tomatoes are not huge yet, but there's a lot of them. Yeah.
They're growing down here now too. We're gonna have to guide that one way or another so it does not grow into the road and we run it over. Jason's gonna have to pickle some stuff. He likes to eat pickles, so yeah, he's gonna have to make some pickles.
I do have a question for you guys because we don't preserve a lot of pickles, but I like pickles. I know there are pickling cucumbers, but I've more recently seen on social media sites that you could do like fresh pickles. Like you just put they call them refrigerator pickles. I think you just put them in there and then they just basically brine and ferment for a couple weeks. Then you eat them. Then you don't have to can them and process them. I wonder if you could use regular pickles because we don't have
cucumbers
or regular cucumbers. We don't have pickle cucumbers. We have just cucumbers, so I thought maybe you could use a different kind of cucumber for that, since they're fresh and not being boiled.
Yeah.
But anyway, oh my gosh, that thing's gotten bigger since this morning.
Pumpkin plant is doing so good. I'm so excited. My pumpkin is currently the size my pumpkin was last year.
Go show 'em.
And it's still got a long time to grow. So
Pumpkins are growing down here.
this one is gonna be a big pumpkin, I hope.
It's a little smaller than a volleyball right now.
But that's about as big as my one pumpkin got last year, so I'm already doing better.
And I think you guys suggested only one pumpkin per plant, right?
Like per vine.
Or per vine. And this vine went up and we drew it back down here because it was taking over my cabbages.
And then this one's got...
And Jenny, we pulled off a few. Show them the ones.
These ones didn't survive, so we got rid of them.
They didn't look like they had been pollinated well.
But
so we ripped them off.
We've got two down here.
Yeah, those ones look healthier.
We've
That's the only two that are on this vine, right?
And we're going to let them go until we are sure that one of the,
That one is pollinated.
Yeah.
That one still has an active flower on it.
Yeah, so we're going to not touch them right now because I don't want to mess up anything because I want a big pumpkin.
Yeah.
So much stuff, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Look at these
Good
guys.
problem to have.
I have had I really like coleslaw. So... And my mom makes some good coleslaw, so I'm going to take her some of my cabbage. But look, we actually have cabbage growing. Look how big that one is. Look, there's actually a little cabbage ball in there. And there, and there. I got 3 purples and 3...
blue, greens, or...
green or yellow, whatever, typical cabbage. I'm really happy how this garden bed is turning out.
And these peppers are huge. We got a lot we could probably pick. We've got are these like, what are these?
Those look like
banana peppers?
They look like Hungarian wax, but I didn't think I bought Hungarian wax because we never use them as much as anything else.
Well, perhaps we have them.
Yeah. Here's some more. Here's some green. Oh, what are these? These are not. These might be poblano. I didn't think I bought poblano, to be honest with you. Potatoes popping up random spots. Yeah, these are banana peppers. We got some Italian roasters. Got Italian roasters here. Can you see them?
Yeah, probably should pull some soon. So
they turn red.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, like look at these. These are Italian roasters. There's that. This year I put the little tags in the ground, and like if there's always a 3-pack, I put it in the middle so I know which one is on either side of it is the same plant, but they just disappear.
I'm gonna make this winter, I told Jason, some wooden stakes with some signs maybe that we could like interchange, like put a piece of plastic on it and slide it in there so we know what's in each spot, because I have a whole mess of squash plants and pumpkin plants over there. I'm not sure which is which, so that's going to be a winter project for me.
Yeah. And these peppers, like I said, I always leave a little tag in there, but then the tag disappears. I'm going to save one of each tag, so then I know which peppers I bought. Like we have, these look like jalapeno, but no jalapenos yet. These are these big old Hungarian wax looking.
We can pull
peppers.
some off, make them in
pull a
breakfast.
couple. Take those 2 big ones.
Put them in with breakfast. They don't have any flowers on them right now, the plants don't, so we had to pull the fruits off of them so it makes more flowers.
Yep. Pull the other one too if you want, then they'll reproduce.
We'll go back in the greenhouse and pull some jalapenos too. We'll make a spicy breakfast tomorrow.
Sounds good to me. These look like a Tabasco, little Tabasco pepper.
Yeah, I think that's because they are like viney like that.
There's my purple cabbage. Those have a nice ball about the size of a softball. What else do we have?
We've got all sorts of squash, or just, I don't remember exactly what's down here because I started a lot of stuff in the greenhouse and I had them labeled on containers. But then I brought them out here and I don't remember where I planted stuff. I have some zucchinis in places. I have some acorn squash in places. I have some spaghetti squash in places.
All of this whole bed is getting taken over with viney squash.
So
and pumpkins.
we're gonna have a lot of, and I planted out smaller pumpkins too, and I planted a couple more bigger pumpkins in case that one didn't survive. So it's just like a surprise. We're gonna be finding out in the next month. Surprise plants. I don't know.
Oh yeah, cauliflower.
We got an
Three.
actual cauliflower.
Is there
head right
actually
there.
a little piece of cauliflower in there? Oh my goodness! Look at that cauliflower. I don't even really like cauliflower anymore. I used to eat it as a kid, but I ate everything as a kid, so.
You still eat everything.
I used to eat everything as a kid.
Nope, this is a very red tomato.
Oh. Jen found a red Roma.
Yeah, look at this. This is a viney squash. What is this? I don't know.
That's gotta be a spaghetti squash. A little yellow spaghetti squash.
I don't know.
Let's hope so.
A surprise.
Yeah, I don't know if we're a little bit late to the show because it's August, but we still got August and September, so
Yeah.
so we got another month and a half, another 6 weeks for these fruits to develop or veggies to develop. So here's our third tomato patch or second outdoor tomato patch. These tomatoes over here in these two beds never do that great. I don't know if they don't get enough sun or if just the soil isn't as good, but
They need eggs.
the cauliflower did good. The peppers did good. The tomatoes, not so much. I did just string these up like a couple weeks ago. Like they were all laying on the ground, so I went around and gave them a better chance. So maybe partially it's neglect, but
Yeah, we need to get some more cages, tomato cages for next year if we have so many
we
tomato
need
plants.
steaks. We just need good steaks. You're not supposed to cage them really. I mean, the steaks work better, just like in the greenhouse. You know, there's a big wood stake, and then you just tie it to the stake. Just like this. This works good. I just didn't do it till it was too late. You know, they had already suffered a bit, so now they're looking actually okay, and there's some tomatoes on them. But our rhubarb, we have rhubarb that's been in the hillside a couple years now. We have never picked any of it or ate any of it because we're just kind of letting it grow.
Now it's ridiculous.
Now it took off.
So next year,
Can you ask them, can you use rhubarb after it's big? I know it's not supposed to be like, it's better when it's small and tender, but can you use it when it's this big?
Well, I think you can because Mary's, I think the sprout just gets green. You want it red when it's red though, like in the springtime.
Okay.
That Mary lady, or what was her name?
Judy.
Her plant was this big when I drove by, but you just got to use the stalks when it's pink, I think.
Okay.
So they're green.
So like
right
there's
now.
still some
I
little
think.
red stalks down in there. You got to be able to use this,
I
but
don't know.
then there's another little one over there that's not doing quite as well, but it's good and healthy.
Pretty.
We got some Brussels sprouts I put in random spot. Like that's a Brussels sprout over there. I'll show you the ones over here that are a little bit bigger. This one.
See, there's some more random squashes popping up. Don't step on the one behind you.
I don't know what this is because that might be some kind of lettuce. Because I thought I bought some lettuces.
Oh, look it up. All my cord's getting.
I know. That's why I wanted you to show up your cord. Doesn't look real
I'm not
healthy.
going to have any corn this year, guys, but it's okay. I'm learning. I'm having fun.
I should get some grass mixed in there so it looks like grass, but it's a couple stalks of corn. Potato plant. Anyway, so what do you have here?
My green beans, because none of Jay's came up. He planted them. Nothing came up in a week, so I went through and replanted everything.
Multiple times.
And now we have some green beans, though.
Yeah, you gotta pick them before they get too big. Better pick them right. We're gonna pick these right now. I don't have the tripod. I left it down there, so let's pick these real quick.
Tomorrow we'll make hamburgers. I've got burger inside, so. These are a crop that a lot of people start early and then they do another crop of them in August because they grow in 60 days.
Yeah.
So just to keep in mind for next year.
Yeah, I always want to plant them in the ground because they grow so fast, but then
Yeah.
they failed and failed and failed.
but just next year maybe we could put these in the greenhouse because we could start them early and maybe have them go through like the winter too, or like the late fall. There we go. I got green beans to eat tomorrow. I don't know what Jade's gonna eat, but this I think is another pumpkin. It's kind of growing up and it's going to grow into that flower bed.
So this one little tiny vine doesn't even spread out and go multiple ways. It goes just straight over here.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Straight over here. And then there's our pumpkin. Hopefully it gets pollinated.
There's a lot of bees in this area, so I guarantee you it will get pollinated.
A bunch of nice male flowers right here. So those aren't even, I don't know if those are dying or if they're just limp because it's late in the day.
Yeah, it's probably.
But yeah, lots of bees. There's another pumpkin down there. It's growing up. Jen's wildflower patch over here is going crazy. Some lavender. There used to be a bunch of lavender in there.
There is lavender. There's lavender there. There's lavender in there too.
Okay. Bunch of random stuff. Coneflowers, primroses, random wildflowers, asters. So there's that. And then this is the new spot that I rototilled this year. Going this way. And this whole area is a whole new spot. I threw a little bit of manure in here, but not as much as I wanted to. I ran out of it and it was whooped. So I threw it up here as far as I could. And the squash are doing good.
We got tomatoes here, and then I planted some more squash.
I threw a bunch of tomatoes along this edge again just to see what they do because they get the morning sun. We're cutting these trees down, a few of these trees down for sure this year. Or next, this fall or in the spring. So this area gets a little more sun. And then you got all these, I don't know what these are. I think these are spaghetti squash, but
I don't know. We'll find out soon. Like perfect size to, we'll let it get a little bigger, but they'll be like good zucchini lasagna size.
Oh, zucchini lasagna.
Zucchini. So this is the zucchini. There's another one behind you.
Oh yeah, zucchini. That's perfect size. I would pick that.
The lasagna, I think that's perfect size?
Yeah, because otherwise it gets too big. Like that's enough. That's all you use.
Okay.
And it'll take energy to the other plant, or to the other ones.
Look at that. I'll have to make me some fresh sourdough now so I can have some bread with it. So I guess I gotta make some sourdough.
Yeah. There's a few more zucchinis on there. There's a little one there, a little one there. And there's another zucchini about that size. We'll let this one get big. A little bit bigger because there's nothing else on this plant right now. Yeah, there's another nice one. Let that one get a little bit bigger. Here, we actually got zucchinis this year. Like, you could never have, you had too many, and then for the last couple years we haven't had any.
I've had like one or two.
Yeah. Like, zucchinis are a dime a dozen. And everybody sells them for like $1 because there's so many of them, but we haven't had them the last couple years.
Well, they sell them small too. We can't ever get them big.
People sell them big at the farm stands because people shred them and make bread, and they just grow like a weed. But
we've got some mini pumpkins here. I think these are all like mini pumpkins, like pie pumpkins. So the little pie pumpkins are all right here. I don't know if I have any started yet, but that's where they're at.
They're growing down the hill, so that's good. They're spreading out.
I don't know if I have any started yet, but I don't see any yet, but it's okay.
There's a little guy right there, but that's turning yellow, so it doesn't look like it's gonna go.
And the other raised bed and the peppers.
Let's head up by the cabin real quick. We'll show you that. That's growing. And then, up by the barn. I was hoping Jenny would forget because I didn't want her to show you her egg tomatoes, how big they are.
It's okay. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. She's told everybody 100 times. She posts about them every other day on Facebook too. So follow us on Facebook so you can see more daily updates and Jen bragging about all her successes.
Lots of flowers here.
Yeah, Jen's got some nice perennials in here and a lot of weeds she lets grow. The weeds are pretty.
Yeah, like
if
this.
You let them weed out because
Well,
they're good for the bees.
Yeah, that's like goldenrod.
Goldenrod, yep.
And that's good for the butterflies.
She just cut off all the heads on her daisies. Sometimes there's primrose. Primrose is over here. It's really pretty. We'll show that to you. But here's Jen's sunflowers.
Look at how tall this one is. It's like, that's almost in the ground.
Yeah, there's not much soil there. So
that's like...
It's about 9 foot.
The tallest one I've ever grown was like 14 foot. So I don't think this one's going to get that tall, but it's just a goal.
Yeah. And Jen's got all these volunteer ones here. They have like multiple heads on them.
Mm-hmm. And they're all just from Alvin, the chipmunk, planting and dropping seeds for him to come back to. And, well, he forgot about them.
Got a couple random Italian roasters here that I chucked in here. Just like I said, I'm mixing stuff around, seeing what does good where. This was Swiss chard, and it went nuts.
And
we did plant.
He ate all of it, so much of it.
I ate 0 of it. A few volunteer tomatoes. We planted. You guys saw us harvest spinach seeds. Oh, is that some right there?
That might be some.
There's some, maybe.
We'll see.
Yep. There's none out here. So if that's spinach, that'd be cool. We'll let it get a little bit bigger so we can tell if it is.
And tomatoes galore, and I don't know if we get cucumbers in here. We gotta check that.
Some cucumbers growing back in there. Another pepper plant. This looks like a Tabasco. It's got these little tiny peppers on it. Kale again. Anybody want to buy? Anyone want to come get some kale?
You don't need to buy kale next year. You got that?
I just like it. It's just kind of cool looking. Randomness. Some of Jen's sunflowers are dying, or they're
bloomed.
going through their stages.
They bloomed, but the goldfinches have been on them like crazy, so I'm leaving them for nature.
Yeah.
Because the more nature, the better everything does here.
Here's the cucumbers randomly, like mixed in here. Oh, there's a cucumber that looks oddly shaped. This is what a normal cucumber looks like.
Better crawl back there. I ain't crawling back there. I'm not getting attacked by the black bear or the berry bushes. I've already been attacked once this year.
We have these blackberries, guys, that take over. And I let them grow this year because you can make jam. And some people really love them, but I don't really like eating them because they're very seedy.
Our doggies like them, though.
Dogs like to eat them, yeah.
So,
Where's this cucumber at? Now this is more like a pickling cucumber. See, this is like a market more or a straight 8. It's got the little pricklies on it and the thicker green, just like any cucumber you buy at the store, compared to these. You can see the difference. I
don't know. I'll Google it. Google's great.
Look
Look
at
at all the blackberries, though.
Look at them all. That's why Scout's so chunky right now. He comes over here and eats berries whenever he wants. Yeah, there's a couple of nice raspberry plants mixed in here. And then the blackberries just took over. Figured why fight it.
It's a nice little patch for the birds and the bees
Yeah.
to be in.
Do the bluebirds eat berries?
Some,
They just eat worms.
they eat worms, but there's other birds that eat the berries.
I thought they ate fruit like little strawberries.
And then this is our patch of primrose. It's kind of nuts.
Planted specifically in that spot by us or nature.
Nature did it. And so when we put our stairs here and this at some point this summer to go up and down from the greenhouse, we will have to cut these down, but I will try to transplant them or take as many seeds as I can over to the front of the hill so that way they can grow and prosper there.
I mean, this is a weed, right? But look how pretty it is. And the hummingbirds love it.
Yes.
Like, look at this big old patch of beautiful yellow flowers. I mean, this is a weed.
I don't know if a primrose is a weed.
It grows like a weed.
It just might be a wildflower.
Yeah, I guess it's a universal term, kind of, probably.
Yeah, just
weed, wildflower. So, but that's really good for all the insects and drawing in bees, and the hummingbirds are over here
all the time. So,
but let's go check out.
We try to keep stuff a little more nature-like and rough here. It's not picture perfect lawn, beautiful. It's rough, but the animals love it, and then we get to see.
This is good for the insects, and that's good for the garden.
Yeah.
And the birds. So, so we kind of just let this go because we were going to build some stairs there, but we haven't gotten to it, and it covers everything up, right? Makes it look pretty.
That's what I told Jason. I was like, at least it covers the water tank, so at least we should keep the parts that cover the water tank.
As long as it doesn't block the solar panels, but, you know.
They don't block the solar panels. It's okay.
All right, and this video is getting long, so hopefully I don't have to edit it too crazy. Otherwise, you guys, I mean, you're going to be here for an hour with us, but I'll just leave it rough and raw for those of you who care. But look.
Look at all the peppers.
This is basically a giant patch of jalapenos, and there's a few random ones in the back. But look at all the peppers on here. You can pick a couple.
I'll pick
that one.
I'll pick a couple. These are really good with your breakfast. Jason makes a really good pico, and I like in my jalapeno margaritas. If you guys haven't had one of those, I suggest you do.
And if we have enough, and if we have tons of extra jalapenos, we'll make like jalapeno poppers. Lower carb ones. We can make them with cream cheese, jalapenos, and like crushed up pork rinds.
Yeah, I'll make some of those here.
Those are really good
stuff, but we got a lot of them. Look at this.
Yeah.
We'll pick some jalapenos.
There is hundreds of them over here.
Yes, and we'll pick some of them so that way the plant keeps producing them. Because if we don't pick them, they'll just kind of stop producing them, right?
Yeah.
So look at that fat one too. Oh, you fell off the second I touched you.
That means it's ready, right? Look at here, guys. Look through here. Like, it's gonna be hard to stick out, but there's a couple there, a couple there. They're all mixed in through here. There's a bunch here. This is what makes me happy.
So exciting.
And then those plants back here have a bunch of little ones on them. You got enough? You got a couple?
I got 2 good-sized ones. If there's more, you can pick them.
That's good. Let's pick a couple every day until we have to pick them all.
Whatever these long, skinny ones are.
Oh, there's banana peppers there. So, guys, I was a little concerned with this patch early on because it was getting no sun. Because the sun, you know, during the summer solstice, the sun was straight up. And this would never get any sun. But for the few weeks ahead and then only a few weeks after, well, basically 2 to 3 weeks, it wasn't getting a lot of sun. But now the sun does pass right across here again and get lots of sun on that. And I planted them really close, like less than a foot away from each other, and they're all just leaning on each other, so it worked out perfect. I was like considering getting rid of this next year, and I'm glad I didn't because it's growing good. What you got there?
Couple banana peppers. Don't overly step in here because this is all a bunch of wildflowers that I planted, and some of them are actually coming up.
Here's these little shorter, stockier pepper plants are the habaneros, and we use a couple of those in each batch
Of salsa.
of salsa.
Only a couple though, because
This
otherwise
is the
it's
elusive weed. Got some cilantro still. That's flowering out, so this will probably come back like it did last year. Is that cilantro? Look at all the seeds.
Yeah, so just leave it. It will seed itself.
Look at all that. Let's leave that in the bed.
We didn't even plant that this
Yeah, we didn't even plant cilantro this year. It just come back. But look at all the little balls of seeds. Same thing here. So maybe this will spread cilantro. Asters. Those are just wildflowers. But look at this. Beautiful patch of peppers. Don't pay any attention to anything over there.
Then I've got my sunflower / tomato patch, and it's worked out perfect that this was mine because all the sunflowers were volunteers here too. Again, thanks to Alvin. Alvin's the real star of this garden.
Look at them all. Look at all the sunflowers.
There's some
And
tomatoes.
there's some tomato plants in there.
There are. There's lots of tomato plants in here.
Jenny's got a nice cherry tomato plant back there. A couple little... She can't get to anything because all the sunflowers.
Oh, there we go. There's a cherry. There's another one. So I don't forget it's back there. Whew. There you go. I got a lot that are going to be turning.
Those are big. It's a big cherry tomato. Looks yummy.
Just made it disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have any more red ones right now. Oh, I got 2 of these with a blossom rot on the bottom of it.
These are pink brandywines, I think. I love pink brandywines.
Good for BLTs.
Yeah, if you guys have been sticking with us for the whole time, like 6, 7 years, 8 years now, back when we were gardening downstate and just staying in the camper, I used to get these big old Ponderosa pink. Are they Ponderosa pinks or pink brandywines?
Well, there's both. There's
Yeah, I can't.
both.
They were pink brandywines. I think I bought Ponderosa pinks this year, but pink brandywines, maybe it's the same thing. Basically, just a beefsteak, but pink. Oh my goodness, I get like a 2-pound tomato, and it would be the best tomato you ever ate in your life. I don't care. You could argue with me, tell me your favorite tomato, but that is my favorite tomato.
And
Here's my little patch of tomatoes.
but his tomatoes are turning red probably because they're getting more sun because they're not blocked out because they're not so leafy and monstrous and bushy.
Yeah.
They're cute little house tomato plants.
Jenny's been giggling for months about my little tomato plants.
I'll let you pick your tomatoes because you have more tomatoes than me right now. I'll let you pick them.
There's a ton of tomatoes. There's a ton of tomatoes in here, though. Look at these big, beautiful, healthy tomatoes.
Go pick your tomatoes.
Oh, there's more tomatoes than there is plant.
Go.
These are early girls. They're a smaller tomato, but they're really firm. But here we go. Look, no more buying tomatoes this year,
Or cucumbers.
or cucumbers.
No
or-
lettuce
or
either because you got
peppers.
so much kale. I'm not going to even
I
buy
eat
you
kale.
lettuce.
I gotta eat kale instead of lettuce.
Yeah.
All right, we'll try it. There we go. So there's the first harvest, other than the few cucumbers that I couldn't wait to eat. So don't tell anybody that I picked a few without you guys. Guys, what is this stuff? Is this... Jenny thought this was Japanese stilt grass, but I don't think it is. The first time I ever saw this was from my blueberry plants that I got. Let me show it to you. And I've been pretty good about picking it. almost looks like like basil or something, but it's an aggressive weed. And this is the first time I ever saw this was in the blueberry plants I got from the blueberry guy.
Well, let's take a picture of it.
And I think it's spread all over our property.
We're going to take a picture of it and run it through Google because Google will tell us.
There it is. It almost looks like a radish leaf, but like some kind of turnip. Or maybe it's like a brassica of some sort, because I guess this stuff kind of comes up. It looks kind of like this in the food plot when we used to have a food plot. Now we have a raspberry patch.
Milkweed patch.
When it used to come up, when we used to have a food plot, now we have a raspberry patch / orchard / what else is out
Milkweed.
there? Milkweed for Jenny's caterpillars. So, but this stuff, maybe this is just some kind of brassica, but it grows like crazy.
So, all right, garden tour. We're gonna go lay everything out for you, show you our first garden harvest, and
make some dinner.
Yep.
So thanks for hanging out with us.
We'll go lay it all out for you, and that will be the end of this garden update.
Look at that. First basket of goodies. Can't complain about that. A lot of hard work went into that, but
you have a fan right there. Hi, Scout. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? These two dogs have been lazy all day long, and now that we're right here, they're like, oh, look at me, I'm a cute little puppy.
want your garlic out?
Yeah. Look at all my green beans. My green beans.
Sure, territorial with your stuff. Even though I've been sharing everything with you for almost 20 years. Prior to you even gardening, you know. There you go.
Look at that. Beautiful harvest. Green beans. Lots of peppers.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Thank you.
See you in the next video.
Yep.